Hi, my name is Kieran. I work for Customer Perceptions. I am the guy who will assign you your Aldi tills and also send you out the email with the guidelines for each visit. Today, I want to run through a video with you now just to explain some pointers and some tips for your Aldi tills. Okay, so first of all, some key points. Okay, you must pay via cash on these assessments. Okay, so either a €50 or a €20 note is absolutely fine. The very simple reason for that is there's a question on the report that asks if you got the correct change. So that's why it has to be cash. Okay, on these assessments, you will always be buying 12 items. So we're going to get into that now as well. Okay, you do need to use a trolley for this shop. Okay, because of that is the awkward item that you need to buy must be left in the trolley at checkout. And again, we're going to go through all the individual items. Okay, please ensure that you buy different flavors of items. Again, we're going to run through this. This is for certain items that you're buying two of. You always make sure that it's not two of the exact same flavors, but we'll get into that in a moment. Okay, please ensure that you observe the cashier when they are scanning the products to ensure that all items are scanned individually. Okay, the very simple reason for this is that Aldi want us to be able to tell if somebody is only scanning, say, a soup, for example, and they just scan the same one twice, even though it would be two different flavors of soups. Okay, now obviously that might not always be possible. So if they are moving too quickly and you're unable to observe this, simply just note it onto the report. Just make us aware of it and it's fine. Okay, and then the last thing on this point is please make sure to take a photo of your receipt straight after you complete the shop. Okay, the reason for that is very simple. It's a receipt. It can go missing, but it's one of the most vital parts of the report and something that we need for Aldi to be able to accept the actual shop itself. Okay, so the products that you must buy. So we're going to break this up into a couple of different categories. Okay, so the first thing is a compulsory item. What that is basically a bag. Okay, so this can be one of the reusable bags, or it can be an eco loop bag, which is just your normal standard green plastic bag. Okay, now a lot of the Aldis will have these behind the counter now. Okay, especially the loop bags, so you might have to ask for it when you're doing the checkout part. Okay, the next one then, okay, is, and this is the one about the different flavors. Okay, so on this one here there is four options. Okay, there's soup, sauce, baby food, and tinned tomatoes. Okay, so you're going to be picking two of these items and then buying two of them. So for example, if you're buying soup, okay, you buy two different packets. So for example, it could be a chicken soup and it could be a country vegetable soup. Okay, so if you know what I mean, just different flavors on the soup. And then the second one on this section then, so say for example, you're buying tinned tomatoes. Okay, it could be chopped tomatoes, it could be chopped tomatoes with herbs. Again, it's just having a difference between the two of them. Okay, so not the exact two, but I'll have an image for that now in a second, which I'll be able to show you as well. The similar item then is just a bit of a mix up really of like fruit and that. Okay, so there's an apple, a pepper, scallions, orange, or a pear. Again, you need to buy two of these, so it would be one apple, for example, and one pear, or it could be one pepper and scallions. Okay, it's just two different ones on this one here. Okay, the photos that will hopefully help in regards to this is, as I mentioned, the Eco Loop bag. As you can see on the image here, this is the normal standard green plastic bag that you would get in Aldi. Okay, now, as I mentioned, the majority of these are now behind the counter instead of being underneath when you are going along the belt. That's normally where you grab the bags. A lot of Aldis now have them behind the counter, so you would have to ask. The other one, the reusable produce bag, which again would be for, I know in the image here, it's a pepper and scallions. Okay, so, or if you're buying your fruit, these are normally available in the store in and around that area. Okay, so either one of them is absolutely fine. And then just to give two examples there, tinned tomatoes and soups. Okay, so it just shows you here, we have a chopped tomato, but then we also have a chopped tomato with herbs. So two different types of tinned tomatoes. Okay, and then because we have to buy another one from that section, here's an example of the soups. Again, this is just thick country soup and a mushroom soup. So same again, it's two of them, but it's not the same flavors. It's two different soups. Okay, so the next products that you must purchase, okay, the stackable items as they're called. Okay, so for this one here, it's very simple. It's two different frozen pizzas, the margarita and the double pepperoni. Okay, the other part of this then as well is tinned fish, and again it's two different tinned fish, which means two different flavors. Okay, again I'm going to have an image now to show you as well, just to highlight it for you as well. Okay, the awkward item then, which is the next one. Okay, there's a couple of variations we have here. There is a 24 pack of water, there is a 5 litre water, there is also briquettes, and a 7.5 kilo bag of rooster potatoes. Okay, so you must purchase one of these. Okay, and as well, this needs to be kept in the trolley, as you mentioned earlier. The sole purpose of this, very simply, is just to see if the staff member asks you to lift it out, or if they just scan it themselves automatically on the till. Okay, here is a couple of photos that will help with these ones. Okay, so this is an example of the tin fish. Like you can see it there with sardines and mackerel fillets. Now, obviously, there's different variations of these. So you can basically pick any of these two. Just again, make sure that it's two separate ones. Okay, the pizzas then, which we mentioned, there's just two images to show you: the double pepperoni pizza and the margherita pizza. Of course, two lovely pizzas. Just make sure that you're buying two different ones. Okay, so when you get the two pizzas, you get the pepperoni, you get the margherita. Sometimes, obviously, one of them might not be in stock. Okay, if that's the case, you can always buy an alternative one, or if there's only pepperoni there, you can buy two pepperonis. If there's only two margaritas, you can buy two margaritas. You simply just have to add that to the report so that we are aware of why this happened. And then the last one on this here, okay, is an example of the awkward item. So as you can see, this is a 24 pack of water, which again just highlights why you need to have a trolley for this shop. Okay, because this is an awkward item, but it's also a heavy item. Okay, so not everybody would be able to lift this on to the belt, and that's why we ask that you keep it in the trolley and wait until the staff member asks you to lift it out, or if they can go ahead and scan it themselves. Okay, so just to highlight this again, okay, so you should have a total of 12 items. So everything we've run through there adds up to 12 items. Okay, if any of the above are not available, okay, you may purchase a similar priced alternative. But if you do need to, obviously you can ask staff for assistance if required. So for example, if the pizza isn't available, please purchase a similar priced pizza. Now we do have two codes there on the pizza. Okay, I do want to highlight a very important thing. Okay, some of the codes will not always match up. Okay, however, a 5 litre bottle of water is a 5 litre bottle of water, no matter what the code is. Same for everything else. If you're buying two soups and it's a different code than it's on the guidelines, that's fine. It is two different soups. Okay, so don't get too focused on the actual codes. Just get focused on the items you're buying and making sure that they aren't the same flavored ones. Okay, so here's an example of a correct purchase. Okay, so this is just one of our shoppers that did a purchase or did a full shop for us, and this is literally perfect. Okay, so I just want to run through it with you. Okay, we have the bag. In this case, it's the reusable bag. Okay, obviously on the reusable bag there, you can see a note on the bottom of the list there, but there's two of the different similar items. So this near, obviously we have an orange and we have a pepper. So again, two different ones. Okay, above that we have two sauces. So there's a pepper sauce and a parsley sauce. So again, two different ones, just can't be the same. So if it was two pepper sauces or if it was two parsley sauces, that would be an issue and we might not be able to accept that. Okay, same with anything else. If you bought a duplicate, we need to know the reason why it was. If there's no reason for it, then unfortunately there might be an issue then with the shop being accepted by the client. Okay, there's two different pizzas. We have the double pepperoni and we have the margherita. Okay, next one up then is the two tinned fish. Okay, so you can see there's a light blue and a slightly darker blue. Okay, so again, it's two different flavored tin fish. The chopped tomatoes there, we have peeled tomatoes and chopped tomatoes with herbs. Again, two different ones. And then the awkward item in this case was, in fact, the 24 pack of the water. Okay, so this is the ideal picture. This is the ideal shop. You can buy different items than what's on this. This is just to show you that when you go through each section of what you have to buy, here is how it will look in regards. There's no to the exact same. Okay. Now, finally, the trolley position. This is something that we get asked a lot about. Okay. So again, the reason for this is that Aldi want us to see if their staff are checking where you are putting the trolley when you're waiting for the items to come through, obviously the register. Okay, so here's just an example of how it should look. Okay, see, all it is just a few inches away from the regular spot that you would put the trolley at. Okay, hopefully the person will highlight it. Obviously there is a question on the report as well. If they don't, that's fine, you just highlight that and say no, they never said to me, I left it as it was, or I fixed it myself, that type of thing. Okay, but that's the reason why we need you to do this. It's just that last question on the report. Okay, so guys, that was just a quick run through of the Aldi tills that you do for us here in customer perceptions. Okay, you get the full guidelines when a shop has been assigned to you. I am always here. I'm always the one that sends you the email as well. Okay, if you ever need any help, if you ever have any questions, or you're unsure of anything at all, you can give us a call on the office number. You can email me at any stage. Okay, and we are always here to help. Thanks very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find it helpful. Thank you.